Hi, this is Craig Forzani with another Don't Miss the Point of Business video. I want to talk about how you train your team to make decisions. And many psychological studies indicate that decisions are driven by your limbic brain. The limbic brain is the inner portion of your brain. And the limbic brain is where emotion resides. The limbic brain has no capacity for language or logic. And it's what drives basically the majority of your decisions. So a gut feeling, I feel like that, or I know this is that, but I kind of feel like this. Well, your gut doesn't have feelings or think. It's your limbic brain that drives those decisions. Then the decision is justified by your neocortex brain. So that's a layer of the brain wrapped around the limbic brain. And the neocortex brain is where your language, logic reside. So again, decisions are driven by emotion and justified by logic. Now, this all makes sense because if you look at in biology, babies are born with limbic brain only, no neocortex brain. And as they grow, the neocortex brain starts to develop, and from what I've been told, the neocortex brain doesn't fully develop until their early 20s. Now that makes a lot of sense. That's why, babies and kids and teenagers base a lot of their decisions on emotion, and they have a hard time justifying with logic because they don't have the full capacity to justify with logic because their neocortex brain is not fully developed. So if we know all this, and I guess the question is, how are you training your team to justify decisions? And what I mean by that is, I believe, and this is just my opinion, that the result of your decision, the level of the result of your decision, will be principally based on the logic you use to justify that decision. Not the emotion that drove it, the logic that justified it. Because the logic that justified it helps you create the plan of how you want to achieve that decision you're making. So the limbic brain helps you decide the vision of what you want in that decision. The neocortex brain logically helps you justify the plan of how you're going to get there. And in my opinion, the plan has the most impact on the level of result you get from your decision. And in that planning phase is where you look at numbers and you make decisions. You look at those numbers that are levers that pull on the profit and loss statement, that drive revenue dollars, they drive your gross margins, and they drive expense percentages, which then all drive net profit percent. So if that's the case, how are you training your team to justify decisions with the best logic, which means build the best plan, which means what numbers are they looking at and what decisions are they making?